the United Kingdom.
The Formula Regional Middle Eastern Trophy here this weekend, and its finale is about to get underway. Jake Stenson is up in the commentary box, getting ready for this race.
Here in Qatar for the Formula Regional Middle East Trophy finale. It's been an interesting one for Reginol all season long. He came into the weekend with a 24-point advantage, but qualifying has definitely gone against Ian Morati. After the 2 sessions, Reginol will start on pole position twice. In the first race, Reginol will be starting all the way back in P5. That means 25 points is looking likely for Kian Nakamura from the front end of the field. And in both of the races coming up this afternoon, Reginol is going to need to fight and hope that Lady Luck is on his side. Here in the sale, it's time to find out which of the 2 men will be our champion.
Should be very interesting indeed. The weather, 28 degrees. We have a southeasterly wind, about level 3. Humidity, 48%. And as I said in qualifying yesterday, only 2 sets of Pirelli rubber for these drivers to get through the whole entire weekend. And for the final time this year for the 2026 Formula Regional Middle Eastern Trophy, we've run you through the track map, and we're racing at Lusail, Qatar, home to the MotoGP circuit, and now is formerly what was once known as the MotoGP circuit, now known as the F1 circuit. 16 corners, 5,418 metres in length, and distance from start point to end point, 280 metres overall in length. An interesting track that the competitors will be racing on this weekend here for the Formula Regional Middle Eastern Trophy. We're certified by the FIA. Round 4, race number 1, a little bit behind schedule here. That is the 5-minute warning, so just less than 5 minutes until the cars make their way off on their formation lap here. And on pole position here today, it is Keen Nakamura Berta, who's done an absolute amazing job to put that car on pole, not once, but twice. The Japanese and Emirati driver looking to make his way up the grid. Mumbai Falcon, of course, coming into this weekend, wanting to try and wrap the Constructors' Championship up. They might be able to do so this race. In the As Heat colours, it is Alex Powell in position number 2. For the Pinnacle Motorsport Racing team, in the As Heat colours, this is going to be a very interesting challenge for Alex Powell. He starts alongside second place in the championship, Keen Nakamura Berta. And of course, sitting alongside him is Sebastian Weldon. For the first time in a while, has had a pretty good qualifying position. Can he convert that? The Mumbai Falcon team very happy with where Sebastian Weldon will be starting this one. We'll be starting this one in position number 4. See what he can do from that position on the grid. Rashid Al Daheri struggled a little bit in qualifying, was able to get a lap in. He starts P4 on the grid. It's good points for himself. 24-point gap, as you heard there from Jake Sanson. 24-point gap going into this weekend. He's very much getting tight up at the top. Rashid Al Daheri starts P4 on the grid. And alongside him, car number 8. Jan Prozowski, the RPM Motorsport driver, lines up in position 5. 2-minute warning siren goes off there in the background. The cars are going to make their way around for their formation lap in just less than 2 minutes. Kabir Anurag, the ART driver, did very well last time out at the Dubai Autodrome. Was able to score himself some pretty good points. Alongside him, the Road and Motorsport car of Alex Ninovich. Go back to Abu Dhabi a few rounds ago, won his first race in his F4 career. Actually, I lie. Not his first race in his F4 career. Won the GB4 GB3 Championship in 2023.
Finished with my series podium duty.
And now we make our way further down the grid. To run you through the rest of the grid, we have Jake Sanson up in the com box. I must lie,
It's a big race and a big opportunity. Coming up for the British driver, Keen Nakamura Berta, who has the pole position, while his main title protagonist, Rashid Al Daheri, goes off P4 on the starting grid. Originally, Rashid Al Daheri qualifying in P5, but promoted to P4 when the man who caused the red flag in the previous running of the qualifying session, Alex Abkasava, ended out causing the red flag, and therefore his times were deleted. And so now he has to start this race from the back of the grid. The grid is being cleared, and they're getting ready for the fight for supremacy in Formula Regional Middle East.
Indeed, we are. Jake Sanson battling through what seems to be a dead voice. So you might not hear a lot from him in this race. It'll be interesting for all the competitors as the teams make their way off the grid. This one is going to be quite an interesting race. Green light is on and the formation lap is underway. All Rashid Al Daheri has to do in this race is just to score 1 point over King Nakamura Roberta, or make that 3 points, and he will win the championship. This is going to be a titanic battle through the next 28 minutes, plus 1 lap. This is going to be good.
Plus 1 lap. King Nakamura Roberta, pole position, alongside Alex Powell, with 30 other drivers to battle with Alex Kasama going from the back of the grid. So let's talk you through the starting grid in full. Pole position for Kian Nakamura Roberta, with a chance to win the Formula Reginol Middle East Trophy and turn the tables around. Kian Nakamura Roberta lining up on the front row of the grid alongside Alex Powell, who also wants to end the year with a win.
Sebastian.
Beside the points leader, Rashid Al-Aheri. Then Jan Pedovsky and Kabir Anurag. Alex Ninovic beside Emanuele Olivieri. Yuki Sano and Max Popov round out the top 10. Salim Hanna is beside Jesse Gadishkado. Artem Salukin and Miguel Costa. Then we have Andrea Dubé and Jules Roussel. Renaud Franco is beside August Raber. Rounding out the top 20, Matteo Giaccardi and Andrea Kostic. Francisco Macedo is beside Kai Darianani. Then Dion Gauda and Taz Intububazak. And Ian Frey and Asif Elmanetto. Then Reza Suwerden and Numa Chi. Then we have Giovanni Mascio in front of Maxim Ren, with Fuyuhao and Alex Abkasava lining up at the back. So all of our drivers getting themselves ready then, in position to get under starter's position. So we'll watch the drivers make their way back to the starting grid. I'll try and get myself into a slightly better position with the voice so that we can actually go through the entirety of this race.
This is going to be a very interesting race for the drivers as they continue to weave side to side, as they try and get some operating temperature through the rubber. All season long, it's been domination by Rashid Al-Daheri throughout the last 12 races this season. It's all but gone the way of Rashid Al-Daheri.
Here in Lusail in Qatar, Kian Nakamura Roberta and Alex Powell will line up on the front row of the starting grid, with a battle set to come from Rashid Al-Daheri in P4 of the starting lineup. Kian Nakamura Roberta has got a chance to work his way further forward for a pole position, 25 points available for the win, as Alex Abkasava lines up at the tail of the field, and we get ready to go racing for the penultimate time in Formula Reginol Middle East Trophy 2026.
This is going to be very, very exciting. Green flag at the back of the grid. The whole season, it's been domination by Rashid Al-Daheri. Can King Nakamura stop that? It's 5 red lights and it's lights out, and away we go on a good start from King Nakamura Roberta, who will want to try and defend it to turn number 1. Around the outside goes Kabir Anurag. On the outside of Rashid Al-Daheri, squeeze from Alex Powell, King Nakamura Roberta, and it looks to be Sebastian Weldon. There goes third by side, the 2-man by Falcons. Round the outside looks Sebastian Weldon, and it's a bit of a squeeze, widen up the curb and on the gravel for Sebastian Weldon. He's going to lose a position to what I think would be Jen Perezowski. Good start from King Nakamura Roberta. He's held the position as Jed Perezowski looks around the outside. Back up the inside he goes into turn number 4. Yeah, good start we've got. I think that's August Raber. Sorry, that is Friao Hao, who's dropping back down the grid. Bit of a problem there. Rashid Al-Daheri's not got a good start. Down into position 4. I think he was squeezed wide by Alex Powell. But our championship leader, P7, at the moment, he has to make a stonking way up his grid to be even able to hold on to the championship lead. Of course, it is a 27-point lead, and one of the MP Motorsport cars heavily damaged on the right-hand front. And that was Howe, I think that was. Fulian Powell, who's now currently out of this race, and that's who I saw dropping back down the grid. So this will be an intervention with the safety car. That is not good. According to Jake Sensen, it's Maxime Rem who's dropped it back down the grid. It's not what we want to see, but Keen Nakamura might. Yes, he will. Safety car. Safety car deployed for the Formula Regional Middle Eastern Trophy here in race number 1 for the penultimate time as well. Lap 1 safety car, and Keen Nakamura will be relieved. He was under pressure off that start by Sebastian Weldon, and he's been able to keep the pressure at bay. Last few races just haven't gone the way of the second place man in the championship. Alexab Kazava's up 10 spots from where he started into position 16. What a start from Alexab Kazava. 10 spots. What a gain in an early part of this race. What a gain indeed. 28 minutes plus 1 lap in this one. The competitors make their way around the circuit. And we currently sit under safety car formation.
But certainly for Keen Nakamura, this is an absolute paradise position. He leads, looking good for 25 points. And with Aldeheri down in P7, that's only going to be good enough for 6 points at the moment. So with Nakamura on 25, he will gain 19 of the 24 points deficit going into the last race of the season, which is after this one. So suddenly, the dominant season campaign of Rashid Aldeheri looks like it could slip away here in the sale. And the rookie, Keen Nakamura, could become, and unlikely, the very deserving champion. What an opportunity. Close in the title battle, but Nakamura leads Weldon. Bidowski going well in 3rd place. What a start for the RPM driver. Alex Powell going into a good position as well. Alex Powell looks like he could challenge for the podium again. Kabir Anurag, P5. Emanuele Olivieri making his return to the paddock. Obviously, he was there in Dubai for Race GP in Formula Regional, making his debut in the category. He, of course, won the F4 Middle East Championship last season in his epic season-long battle. And, of course, we have behind Emanuele Olivieri, we have Rashid Aldeheri in front of Yuki Sano. And then we have in 9th position Max Popov, and Salim Hada is looking good for the final points made position. We're going to see a replay of the start. Look to the right side because Weldon gets an absolute flyer here. Jumps Powell, and Aldeheri is going backwards already. By the time they get to the first corner, he's got someone to the far side of it. There was a little bit of a love tap there between the road in that then ended up going off the road. So a very dramatic start to proceedings then, as the road-in of Alex Ninovic ended up getting squeezed there after a fantastic start for the Australian, but he's now down in 12th position as a result of all of that. Are we going to see what happens to Maxime Rem? Looks like a big lock-up into the hairpin. Is there going to be contact?
Oh!
Maxime Rem going airborne. Goodness me. That was a nasty impact for Maxime Rem. He lands and he's out of the race, but I've got a feeling he may miss the race this afternoon, because that is a lot of damage to Maxime Rem's car. Hopefully he's okay, as we're going to be under safety car for at least one more lap, but certainly not an easy position. So it's going to be very tricky indeed to predict who's going to be the champion, with Nakamura leading and Aldeheri down in P7. it's suddenly looking a little bit tough for the Emirati, but he can fight back from here. He can still get some points on the board. But for the British driver, Kian Nakamura, this is the best chance he's ever going to get to win in Formula Regional as a rookie driver. He hasn't won a race all season, and if he wins the 2 races here, without the Harry not scoring more than about 26 points, Nakamura wins the title. Can you believe it? 21 and a half minutes left. And after a fantastic battle in the UAE 4 Series, we could well still see an exciting and intriguing battle to the end there. The safety car goes around for a second lap, but it really is going to be a very tricky end to the battle here. Kian Nakamura just needs to hold on in front of Weldon and Piroski. Alex Powell is looking good for another strong run. Can you believe this, right? The top 6 are all in the rookies class. So, an amazing performance thus far from the rookies in this competition. Good to see just how tough it is for all of the drivers to get up to speed. Even the experienced drivers in Formula Regional are not getting as in sync with this new Tartus T326 car as the rookies appear to be able to, because in the top 6 positions we've got all rookies. Nakamura leading Weldon, Birovsky, Powell, Anurag and Emanuele Olivieri. So the officials and marshals are obviously going to work now to make sure that we've got a clear racetrack to play with. But of course, it's still going to be very difficult on the restart for Nakamura to extend his advantage. He's had a very interesting season leading into this. A big hiccup from Rashid Al-Lahiri in Dubai, but still a decent haul of points.
As the safety car makes its way into the finale. Okay, very good. Well, you know, my spelling is exactly not the best. Not the best. Safety car is in this lap. We're now back to green flag racing. And this is going to be a very tense 19 minutes. Oh, flippin' heck. Elizabeth, the moment she joins, she's like, oh, I join, and I recorrect Travis. Very good. This is going to be a very interesting 19 minutes. As we run to the flag for the championship, and Kian Nakamura puts pedal to the metal, and it's go, 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 go for the Formula Regional Middle Eastern Trophy for the penultimate time in 2026. Around the final corner, and the drivers put pedal to the metal once more. And it's a good restart from Kian, who currently leads by 0.5 of a second. Rashid Al-Lahiri looking to the outside, or I think that is covering off Olivieri. He looks for a move. Kabir Anurag looking for a move on Alex Powell. Alex Powell also looking for a move on Jen Perezowski. Oh, very good. Hashtag dyslexic stream. Very good. As drivers continue to try and make their way up the grid here. But it's a good restart from Kian Nakamura. He's pulled the gap to about 0.6 of a second. Not bad, if I do say so myself. 18 minutes remaining. How's your day been, Elizabeth? Oh, and you forgot about me. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, fucking hell. You didn't remind me. Oh, very good. Very good. Drivers make their run through the fast left and right section of the circuit. Just under 17 and a half minutes to go left in this one. Flicking the car left once more for the drivers. Oh, please tell me that's your internet. How? Wait, what? How did you send that message? What? How did you send that message then? If the chat was disconnected, what? Okay. No, okay, YouTube is weird. I just copy-pasted it. Well, then how'd you send it? If the chat's... Yeah, okay. Interesting. YouTube has got a weird way of doing things. The cars run line astern down the front straight. 16.5 minutes to go. Pulling out to the left-hand side into turn number 1. Car further back. As drivers make their run through. YouTube has got a weird way of doing things. King Nakamura Berta out now that margin to 1 second. Maybe it was just disconnected for a really short time. Maybe. Yeah. Again, YouTube's weird. Very weird. Very, very weird indeed. Yeah. Quite a boring race this one has been since the safety car restart. So I'm glad you're here, Elizabeth. This brings me back to Italian F4 last year. Flippin' heck, that was more boring than back crap. Quite a boring finale this is. The Formula Regional Middle Eastern Trophy. Race number 1. As the cars run line astern. Maybe waiting a little bit later on in this race for the action to really start unfolding. We've got Sebastian Weldon, who's got the fastest lap of the race at the moment. And he's in that process pulling away from Jan Perezowski, who's in position 3. That's Pau Kabir Anurag. And our championship leader, Rashid Al Daheri. Yep, I never forget to join the stream. Never. You at least join once a stream. Even if it's just a hey and then you leave. But I'm glad you stay. I'm glad you stay. Unlike someone to do the video. Huh? Oh. Very good. Very good. Well, I'll send it to you. Don't worry. I will. I promise. If I don't do it, I'll do it live on stream tomorrow. If I don't send it to you, I'll do it live on stream. If I don't send it to you today, I'll probably end up doing it on stream for you. King Nakamura Berta now makes his run through the hairpin. Now, as the drivers continue to make their way around the circuit. 1.2 seconds is the gap the Mumbai Falcons have. Back to Jan Perezowski. Field is starting to spread out a little bit as we continue to make our way around the circuit. All right, sounds good. Yeah, indeed. Indeed it does. As drivers get sideways. That was a car getting nicely sideways as they made their run through the left-hander. And sliding on the laid down rubber from the UAE F4 Championship race that was out here a few moments ago. Yeah, the two Mumbai Falcons of King Nakamura Berta and Sebastian Weldon, they have been very quick all season. That's why they're leading the constructors by 13 points. At the moment, drivers, they sit line astern. Not very many overtakes happening in this one. Especially for those in the championship fight. That you've, of course, got to include Rashid Al Daheri and Kabir Anurag. Oh, not Kabir Anurag. And King Nakamura Berta. Those two very much in this championship fight. And will be looking to make their way up the field. Of course, we already do have Rashid Al Daheri in position 6. King Nakamura Berta will be wanting to try and extend or descend the... Don't even know if that's a word, actually. Descend. It is a word, but I don't think it's used for the sentence I'm about to say. King Nakamura Berta wants to descend the gap that Rashid Al Daheri has in the championship of what is, I think, and this time I got it right, 24 points. 24 points. in the championship fight at the moment. Coming into this round, it is 24 points, and we'll see if Rashid Al Daheri has done enough to keep this championship alive, more or less. All he has to do is score 3 points and he will win the championship. And 6th place points, 8 points going the way. 8 points. He will win the championship by 5 points if he finishes the way he is. So I think Rashid Al Daheri can just stay where he is at the moment. He doesn't really have to worry about any threats in front of him or really behind him, to be honest. Because he's done enough. Car off the road in the background. Kicking up a bit of dust. It lays off the outside of the circuit. And all around the Lusail circuit. As up the inside goes one of the MP Motorsport cars. And I think he got the move done there. That is on Alex Ninovich. Ninovich has actually dropped back 4 spots here, so maybe struggling a little bit. He's currently having a good old battle with Reno Francot. Good old scrap those two are having at the moment. 10.5 minutes to go in this one. Before, of course, this race we can crown a champion. Funnily enough. Yeah, you can see that Rotor Motorsport car does not look very happy with its tyres. Of course, as I mentioned in qualifying, only 2 sets of Pirelli rubber to use throughout the whole weekend. 2 set of slick tyres, Pirelli rubber to use this weekend. And tyre conservation is going to be a big talking point this weekend. Big talking point indeed. Jen Perezowski is saving tyres, says Petrosky in the live chat replay. Perezowski is saving tyres. That is possible. There. Currently sits in P3 because, of course, only 2 sets. Well, technically 3 if you count the practice set that these drivers get. That set gets taken away, and then they've got to use 2 sets for 1 qualifying session. Well, technically make that 2 qualifying sessions in 1 day. We'll decide race 1 and race 2. And then, of course, you have those 2 sets of tyres that you have to try and bring through into race number 1 and race number 2. So that's why it is so important for tyres this weekend. And it's the same with the F4 UAE Championship as well that's here at Qatar. Of course, I'm not streaming it, but the F4 UAE Championship, which I watched during my free period that I had, or actually make that sport, because, you know, free periods and that, you know, don't get those on, or class off, as Elizabeth would say. Yeah, I actually watched the F4 UAE race. It was quite good. King Nakamura leads out in front by 1.1 seconds. But yeah, it's the same with the F4 UAE Championship. They only have 2 sets of slick tyres for a whole weekend. Again, if you include that 3rd set for practice, which you probably do you will do a whole 45-minute session on. And the other thing is what teams saved a set of tyres for a race this weekend. And only used 1 set in qualifying. If you did that, you're in a very good position tyre wear-wise. You won't have to put as much pressure on that first set. Do you use the older set here in race number 1 and save your rubber for race number 2? And really push here. Peel 50 FGY says in the live chat replay, I'm about to fall asleep. Well, that's not good. And Lord Hope. Okay. Yeah, well, it is quite boring racing, must I admit. Quite boring. 7.5 minutes to go left in this one. What a boring track. Slipstream race, no overtakes. very much is a slipstream track, especially with those 2 long back straights, and then you've got a couple of hairpins and a few fast right and left corners. This track, what driver's going to be mainly doing throughout the 2 races? Yep, doesn't sound like anything's happening. Nope, you're certainly right. Drivers just at the moment sitting line astern as they make their run through the fast left and right complex. But let's go back on the topic of tyres here. What a lot of these drivers will be doing right now is just saving the rubber here. They won't be pushing. I have a feeling they'll be saving their tyres to try and get them through the weekend. And to be honest, this is probably going to be the last time that these tyres are going to be used this weekend. Because you will use that second set in race number 2. Yeah. We also saw in qualifying that drivers were very much only doing 1 run. And it was maybe 3 laps. And then if you didn't feel like you were improving, you would box because you wanted to save your tyres as much as possible. As much as humanly possible. This circuit is so bad, says George Pellington. That's his sort of an understatement. It's very much used for MotoGP, in a sense. It's not very much made for F4, F3, or even F2, or maybe even F1 cars. Not really made for. And the walls are so far away, meaning, you know, safety cars are very unlikely. But when we do come here, it's always good to see the track every once in a while. Even if it doesn't bring on much action. Sort of like this in the UAE F4 race, actually, that we had just over, when this was streamed, just over an hour ago. Sorry, just over an hour ago, yeah. Very much like that. A bit more action. There was a few more overtakes, but, you know, very much follow the leader for most of that one. 4.5 minutes to go. And I think it might be Rashid Al Daheri. He's getting, the minutes are ticking by, meaning he's getting closer and closer and closer and closer to a championship under his belt. The Yazheat driver, he's just unstoppable this season, must I admit that. He's just been unstoppable. We've got maybe 3 laps to go left in this one. Maximum amount of laps we've done, 9. 10 now. 10 laps completed in this one. With 2 laps under safety car. We are due to do 16 laps on a 28-lap race. 28-minute race. So that's not happening. And it's very much not happening. We're only going to do about 13 laps in this one. So we're going to go time certain here. Of course, races nowadays are not lap counted. They're timed. Very much timed. They're not... Unlike back in the 2000s where laps were an important factor. And, you know, they still are. You know, you've got categories where you've got improved production, where laps are important. But in single-seater racing, you're mainly on a time certain. And most of those will be 28 minutes to 30 minutes long throughout those races. Don't really worry about the laps nowadays. In endurance races, of course, for example, the Bathurst 12-hour laps were important. Of course, that was a 12-hour race. It's in the name, 12 hours. It's not going to be a certain amount of laps. It's going to be time, but doing laps in those sorts of races are important. Peel 50 FGY says boring in capital letters. Good to know. English class is more exciting than this. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. That is so good. That is actually funny. That is funny. English class is more exciting than this. Wow. To be honest, my English class is actually more exciting than this. I was hyped to do this stream, and now I'm like, flipping heck. It's, yeah, not good. H2 says, the safety car has been pretty quiet for this one. Yeah, well, the safety car has been pretty quiet. I mean, we did get the safety car in the early part of this race. It was only out for 2 or 3 laps, and it came back in. It came back in again. So, yeah, we've been racing green flag for the last 21 minutes of this race. You're lucky this race isn't longer than 28 minutes, otherwise I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably cry, actually. Pretty silent stream. Not really. Not a silent stream. We're talking the whole time. Flipping heck. You mean in terms of racing action? Yes, it has been. Not much racing action at all, if I'm being completely honest. And at the moment, all the cars are doing is laying rubber down onto the circuit. At the moment, all the cars are doing, just laying rubber down. 40 seconds to go left here in race number 1. We will get 1 lap after the time is up. I nearly fell asleep 5 times. Peel, you might want to get some help. Okay, no, don't get help, that's understandable. To be honest, I reckon that's what Elizabeth has done already. Well, she hasn't fallen asleep yet. But, you know, what Peel said, probably nearly 5 times. In terms of action, yeah, I can hear you rambling about everything else, trying to keep it entertaining, but I guess it's impossible with this race. It is. It is impossible. It is very much impossible. Next lap will probably be the final lap. Now, I have done the mistake in the past thinking that this lap, before the time has hit 0, was the last lap, but, you know, I've made that mistake, so I'm going to go 1 extra lap. Hopefully it's 1 extra lap, because all the live timing shows you, it doesn't show you what race control is saying. They don't show you the race control messages. They only show you the live timing. So I'm just hoping, keyword hoping, that that this next lap is the final lap, because, you know, why not? Just got to hope. The most exciting part of this stream will probably be me doing the highlights reel. Which, to be honest, I've enjoyed doing. I have enjoyed doing the highlights reel in this championship. It's been quite fun. It's been quite fun. But King Nakamura Berta, he won the Italian F4 championship. Elizabeth, you might remember that. Might, keyword, might remember that. Not 100%, this was last year, so, yeah. King Nakamura Berta will probably, there you go, last lap this time around. Lucky I didn't get all excited about this. Last lap for King Nakamura Berta, and last lap for Reginol before he takes the championship home. I could only guess he would take the championship home. Here. It will be done and dusted. Hosed and homed. King Nakamura Berta, yes, he took the Italian F4 championship. He's not going to do it in the Middle East. He's going to go to the European Championship, and he's going to keyword try to win that. Try. Of course, the Formula Regional European Championship will be getting underway in just over 2 months' time. We'll be back for that championship in just over 2 months' time. Very exciting championship. Hoping to see a lot of action and a lot of new faces. A lot of new drivers coming through the ranks, through go-karting, through F4, up through this championship, and into regional. Last lap now for Rashid Al Daheri. What a championship it's been. He's been dominant. Race 1, race 2, race 3, Abu Dhabi. Dominant. Race 1, race 2, race 3, Abu Dhabi. Dominant. Race 1, race 2, Dubai. Dominant. Race 1, this round goes to King Nakamura Berta, but you get my point. He was dominant for 10 races of this season, and he's just not been able to be stopped. But in his tracks, King Nakamura Berta tried, failed, but he's going in race number 1 for the Formula Regional Middle Eastern Trophy. But our champion, Rashid Al Daheri, will win the Formula Regional Middle Eastern Trophy of 2026. He's your champion, ladies and gentlemen. What a year. Now, how funny would it be if I got that wrong and he's not actually our champion? That would actually be hilarious, but I Lord hope he is. Rashid Al Daheri, I'm guessing, will be your champion, because now he would have a 31-point lead, if my math is correct. Most likely not. Now, what I'm seeing from the live chat here, Al Daheri needs to lock in for race 2. Is he not champion? Is he not champion? 24-point gap. He finished 6th. It's a... Oh, no, he's not. Heck. Not heck. Heck, he's not champion. Oh, I didn't do the math correctly. Oh, fucking hell. I'm gonna fire that German teacher. I'm gonna fire him. It's over. It's actually freaking over. It's actually freaking over. What the frick? Oh, I got it wrong. I'm gonna fire my German maths teacher. I'm getting sued. Teaching me the wrong math. Disgusting behaviour. I don't have my keyboard. What the fuck is this? Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting behaviour. So, must I stand corrected? The margin in the championship is 8. Not 8 points. It's 8 points. The margin in the championship coming into race number 2 is 8 points. King Nakamura Berta, as Sam JNC1 said, fumbled so hard, and that's exactly what he flippin' did. He has to lock in for race number 2, and can he try and bag the championship? It's not going to be bagged. I'll tell you that much. It's not bagged. Not this round, at least. King Nakamura Berta has stopped Rashid Al Daheri in his tracks in quite a fashionable way. What a race. What a race. King Nakamura Berta descends the championship lead from 24 points out, down to 12 points in the championship. Quick math. Don't know if it's correct. Are you sure you're doing well at school? Okay, very good. King Nakamura Berta on the top step of the podium. Mumbai Falcon will be very impressed with this one. And they descend the championship down to 12, maybe 8 points. Again, my math is horrible. I'm actually not very good at math. So, I mean, give me a piece of paper and I'll be good at it. Actually, good idea. Piece of paper. 24 minus 12. Wait, what's 6th place? 25, 18. 25, 18, 12. And... No, okay, yeah, okay, yep. No, I am right. It's 8 points. That's confirmed. It's 8 points. It's 8 points. But yeah, King Nakamura Berta will be celebrating greatly on the top step of the podium. What a year it's been so far. What a race. Highlights of race number 1. And to be honest, if I'm being completely honest with you, the only action was at the very start of this damn race. It was a good start from King Nakamura Berta as he tried to cut across Alex Powell. Didn't notice that Sebastian Weldon was hunting him right down into turn number 1. They went side by side and it was a long race battle all the way through into turn number 1. Being kicked up with the dust in the background and up kicking up a bit of gravel is Sebastian Weldon. But so far, so good. And King Nakamura kept the lead. Drivers throw Linus Stern all the way through the race. Before this happens, bang! Car straight up in the air. Big suspension damage. And that car will be out. One of the... It's car 18 out of the race. MLA cars. Road and Motorsport out of the race. Mumbai Falcon team reacting to that incident would be letting know King Nakamura that the safety car would be returning to the circuit. Drivers squabbled over that first lap after the safety car, and if I'm being completely honest, if I was to put this in a nutshell, they went literally Linus Stern through most of the race. Not much happened, and I don't even know how you put this into a highlights reel, to be honest. The cars made their run through. Jane Perezowski continuing to save the tyres. A few lockups up and down the field as the drivers continue to push harder and harder and harder. Sliding on the exit of the curb. But this man, well, he's just untouchable. I thought Rashid Al-Dahawi was the champion. It turns out that the championship lead has only been descended. King Nakamura reduces the championship lead to just 8 points coming to race number 2. He hopped out of the car and celebrated with the team. The Mumbai Falcon team, I think, are getting close to a Constructors' Championship. What a race. King Nakamura goes on into race number 2 with just an 8-point disadvantage to Rashid Al-Dahawi. Rashid Al-Dahawi currently leads the championship by 8 points. Coming into race number 2, though, now, what it's going to look like is Rashid Al-Dahawi, all he has to do is finish in front of King Nakamura. If King Nakamura finishes in front of Rashid Al-Dahawi, King Nakamura is champion. And if it's the opposite, Rashid Al-Dahawi finishes in front of King Nakamura, then Rashid Al-Dahawi is champion. So, it's going to be interesting, it's going to be exciting, and I'm excited indeed. So, that's coming into race number 2, which is in less than 18 minutes' time. I'll be live for that race. It's going to be very, very exciting. Waiting for the podium celebrations to get underway. Waiting indeed for these podium celebrations to get underway. With Jake Sanson running you through the podium. I hope you've all enjoyed the coverage of race number 1. Not much action, but there was plenty of cars going around a 5.2852 kilometre circuit. It's not the exact range of the circuit. 5,283 metres in length overall. So 5.3 Ks of circuit. The drivers went around and they did a 18 lap, 28 minutes. Well, I was here, yep. And that about sums it up. Ladies and gentlemen, Elizabeth, would you join me in commentary? Flippin' heck. That was the most exciting part of the stream. You were here. Very much exciting. Most exciting part. That was the most exciting part of the stream. As I can't be bothered finding something to talk about, so let's head down to the podium celebrations.
Round 4, Museo International Circuit, race 1. Congratulations to the winning drivers. In 3rd position for Poland, Jan Pidowski. In 2nd position, the United States of America, Sebastian Weldon. And your race winner and Rookie Cup winner for the United Kingdom, Kian Nakamura. It is now my honour to invite the Executive Director of Lusail International Circuit, Mr. Mark Boyd, to present the trophies. First, to the man in 3rd position for Poland and RPM, Jan Pidowski. In 2nd, for the United States and Mumbai Falcons Racing, Sebastian Weldon. And last but by no means least, to Kian Nakamura, race winner and Rookie Cup winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Kian Nakamura. A massive congratulations to our 3 drivers on the rostrum. Look straight ahead, because we have pictures on the far side of the pit lane. And of course, we'll ask all 3 drivers to stand on the top step of the podium together as well. And of course, folks, you'll get to watch these guys battle around the Lusail International Circuit one more time tonight under the floodlights here in Qatar. So to Jan Panofsky, Sebastian Weldon and Kinaka Roberta, we say congratulations. And if they want to, it's time. And if they want to spray, I'm sure they'll give us some entertainment out here on the podium. They don't want to spray each other. They only want to spray over the wall. So, for the penultimate time this season, it's time for the Formula Regional Middle East Trophy podium finishers to get busy with a physic. One of the weakest celebrations of the campaign. Don't you worry, tonight they will go hell for leather after the last race of the season. So. Congratulations to the 3 men who will now go back to their garages and get ready for the season finale of the Formula Regional Middle East Trophy 2026 here from Lusail. From me, Jake Sanson, and everybody down here in pit lane, we'll see you again for the last race of the 2026 campaign.
And let's just hope to flipping God that the racing is good. Okay, so that is it for race number 1. I'll be live in a couple of minutes for race number 2. Hope you can all catch me there. Race number 2 will be live in just under a couple of minutes. So even if you catch the first 15 minutes, it's better than nothing. But yeah, if you guys enjoy that, hit like button, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next couple of minutes for race number 2. Catch you guys then. Bye-bye.